So I go, why? What's up there? And he laughs. Why, hello, my angel baby Stashmo. I'm so happy that you're here to hear yet another story because I promise you, I'm 24 years old. That's how many stories, and I'm still here. So imagine how many more stories are to come. And not to mention how much each story is layered. I'm just so happy that you're here. Because if you're here, you want to keep hearing my stories. And I love that for you. I love that for me. I love that for us. And I also love you. I just want to say, I'm so proud of y'all. I don't know what you got going on right now, but I just want you to know that I am proud of you. Because Lord knows it is not easy to keep being a good person, to keep showing up, to keep pushing despite everything you're going through mentally and emotionally. And I pray that you find healing. No matter what it is that you're going through, know that I love you. I'm with you. You're my prayers. You're going to make it through, baby. Now let's get into the story time. Story time. So, as some of y'all know already, like I said, I did a lot while I was in college. I have no regrets. I do have one regret, which is great because a lot of people have a lot of regrets. I have one regret, and my one regret is the people that I chose. Well, I didn't necessarily choose them, but the people who leashed themselves onto me and I allowed them to be in my close circle. I learned my lesson. Because of the fact that I had this presence on campus, I would get invited to things a lot. So in our school, we have like a section where seniors usually live. We call them senior suites or the townhouses, and that's where all the parties happen. Specifically the townhouse, because the townhouses have big connected backyards. I just was not for the party scene, because where I'm from, baby, you know how we party? Shoot. So the parties, and I know it's not an America thing. I know it was specific, and it's not even a my college thing. It was just like our time, because I went to college. My freshman year was COVID, and so COVID really affected people. So people were coming out of high school, didn't know how to party. I did because I'm Ghanaian, again, but they didn't know how to party. Essentially, the entire party scene was it. That was people standing around with backpacks full of alcohol. That's another thing. And then girls dressed like, okay, I don't like the idea of calling women those words, so I'm just gonna say girls dress not modestly. Men with backpacks full of alcohol that they want to use to, what's the word I'm looking for? Get girls, I guess that's the most polite way I can say it. Girls dress like that so they could get alcohol from men is something. And then the rest of us just standing around, everybody just honestly standing around holding cuffs, talking to people talking. That was it. that was it. That was it. Something that y'all might be able to pick up from me is the fact that I'm not one to follow the crowd. I never have been and I never will be. And it's not like, oh, I'm different. I don't be like everybody else. No, I mean like actually, like if there's a show that everybody watches, I'm not going to touch that show because I know that it's probably garbage. Because so many people don't have their own thoughts, their own opinions. They're just like sheep. And I'm not going to get into that because that'll get people heated. Let's just get into the story. I get invited for parties a lot. I learned about the concept of pre-gaming in college. I didn't know that was a thing where you get drunk before you go get drunk. Okay. For some people, the idea of fun, the height of fun was, Friday night, pulling up pre-gaming, getting to the party, and then drinking some more. For me, fun was sitting in my room watching my favorite shows. I'm not an introvert. I'm an ambivert. For those of y'all who know me know. I'm an ambivert, which means I'm intro and extro, but I'm more extro than I am intro, which means that when I'm extro, it's got to be fun. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my scene, and that's not to say that I didn't go for parties and didn't have fun. I did, at the parties that were actually fun, very few of them. But it got to this point where it was like, okay, now I got a name on campus, people know me, so when people actually invite me for stuff, I was like, oh, if people invite me, it's not a big deal, and I don't show up, it's not a big deal, right? Wrong. It turns out that when I don't show up, people would notice and hit me up next week like, yo, we didn't see you at the party, what's good, like, why didn't you come? I was like, y'all noticed that I didn't come? Yeah, we was waiting for you. And I was like, oh. And then it wouldn't even be one person. I have multiple people asking me, why you didn't come for the party? We was waiting for you, Stash. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh shoot, okay, now I actually have to pull up. Fine. So this one specific week, I'm like, you know what, I've been invited to 6 parties and they're all in succession of each other. I'm just gonna pull up, go into the house, show my face and leave, show my face and leave. And one of them was BYOA, bring your own alcohol. And I was like, oh, word, if I don't bring my own alcohol, I won't have to drink, right? So then nobody can tell me nothing. Word. So I walk in the first party, show my face, hey, hi, hi, leave. Second party, third party, fourth party. Fourth party is like in a specific house that's like a group, the same leadership group that I talked about. In one of my stories is that they close to my heart. Always, always will love them. You know, we have a special bond, that group. Not in a weird way. Not in a weird way. So I pull up to this one house. I don't remember if this was my sophomore year, or my junior year, or my freshman year. One of my years, probably junior. We're just gonna say it was my junior year. So I was 22. I was 22 at the time. So I was legal age. Y'all already know from my weed video how I feel about altering your state of consciousness. You know, so I'm not even gonna get into that. So I pull up to this party, and everybody's like, I walk in, oh, hi, Stash is here, Stash is here, Stash is here. And I'm like, oh, hey, everyone, dang, y'all having a good old time. Yeah, and I pull up, and then one of my, he walks up to me, he goes, so what's your major again? He's gone, and I'm like, my major is this, and he's like, oh, so you know this professor? And I'm like, yes, you know, he talked about this, and we have a whole conversation about something, and I'm just like, drunk people are so interesting, the different kinds, the different ways people react when they're under the influence. And then the party thrower pulls up, he's like, Stash, you're here, and I gave him a big hug, because he's literally one of my favorite people. He's like, I don't see your alk, and I'm like, I was gonna go out to get some, but I forgot, you know, it was a long day. He's like, okay, come with me, I got you. And I was like, that's something that you find very interesting about people who engage in, like, back in middle school, we called them social vices. So let's call them that. Now they're social normalcy, but social vices. People who engage in those things, is that there's nobody more generous than somebody who is actively participating in a social vice. Because I was like, oh, if I pull up with nothing, I won't have to drink. No, I forgot that people liked me, and that I was known, and that drunk people are also usually very generous. No, not all drunk people, but like in this specific space, these are generous people, because, you know, social vices, generosity usually go together. Come with me. Stumbles over to the fridge. What you want? Pick, you know, take your pick. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going with Mike's. And if I drink that, I'll have a whole bottle. So then people will no, leave me alone. It's like, I got you. I pull one up, open it up. I'm chopping up. We're having fun, you know. And okay, I'm just gonna be a wallflower, just because that's the safest way that you can dip from a party you don't want to be in, right? Hey! And then you head out. You know what I mean? I'm just wallflowering, like, holding my bottle in my hand. I'm like, okay, maybe if I chug it and I finish it, then he knows he gave me alcohol, so then he won't have to worry about giving me another bottle. I finish it. Another one of the people throwing the party comes up. Stash, you're here. Where's your alcohol? And I'm like, I just finished. Come with me. What do you want? I'm like, I'll take a twisted tea. Okay, here you go. Thanks. So how's your day been? You done the assignment? No, I haven't done it. Done. So I'm chilling by this wall, trying to figure out, like, map out my exit. You know, as a fellow melanated majesty, every time you walk into a room, all the fellow melanated majesties know this. Every time you walk into a room, you're already mapping out your exit route. It might be a little bit of a trauma response, but it's quite sad. But a lot of us have had and have to be in survival mode, because this is America that we live in. So you never know when stuff's gonna go south. You always want to know when there's an exit point, and don't let your back be at the exit. Face the exit so you can see, or the entrance, so you can see what's happening. So I'm chilling by the wall, and then this one kid who's also in the leadership group comes by. I gotta change up the details. People don't know that I'm talking about them. All the girls wanted him except me. And like I said, I don't like things that everybody likes. And I'm like, he's walking up to talk to me, and I'm like, and we were chill. And that's another thing. All the guys who were very desired, I was chill with all of them. Like, and a lot of the girls couldn't even understand, because I don't act and look a certain type of way. So why do all those guys like always talk to me and are friends with me and are chill with me, and they can't even get their attention? It's because, I don't know. I'm funny and I'm chill. I'm also rich. No, I'm not. I'm still holding my fake can. You know what I mean? That's what this is. I'm holding my can. Let's use a water bottle so I don't look crazy. This kid walks up to me. Stash. I'm like, hey, how you been? Good. So we'll get to talking, chopping it up. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna head upstairs. And I'm like, I don't know why you're sharing this information with me, but okay. And he's like, you wanna come upstairs with me? Oh, First of all, when you ask somebody to come upstairs with you, it can mean multiple things. But usually, often, it's never anything good. This is not a mic. It's never anything good. No. So of course we're talking. I forgot to mention, he has his arm around my shoulder, so standing incredibly close. And so we're talking, chopping up, and he's like, "You want to come upstairs with me?" And I'm like, I look at him like, I kid you not. This is my exact response to him. Why? What's up there? Because, like I said, when you ask somebody to go upstairs with you, especially when you're a man and you ask a woman to go upstairs with you, when you're a woman and you ask a man to go upstairs with you, it can mean a lot of things. And like I said, it's never good. So I go, why? What's up there? And he laughs. He laughs his skinny butt off and goes, that was so shady for no reason. And goes, nah, not like that. And I'm like, not like what? Because when you cross that one option, there's multiple options that this could mean. So for what? And he's cackling and he's like, no, because we got some candy upstairs. I'm like, I have candy in my room. I'm not fiending for candy. I think like, why would I follow you upstairs for candy? I'm not a fatso. I know I'm a foodie, but I'm not that much of a foodie. My parents taught me stranger danger. He's like, nah, not like that. And I'm like what? Looks me in the eye, bends down a little lower, because again, he's taller than me, trying to get a little lower to my height. He goes, huh? I don't even know if you can rank that as one of the craziest things that anybody has ever said to me at a party, especially being a black woman at a PWI. People have said a lot of crazy things to me at a party. So I knew I hit a point where I was like, these parties are just boring and lame. I did go to a couple fun ones, I won't lie, but I'm just like, what is the point of this? That's when I feel like God is always sending out calls to his children, and we receive the calls. And as you progress in life, the call starts to get louder and louder to the point that you can't ignore it. And I was at that point where I was starting to get this call. I kept asking myself, what is the point of living in the world? What is the point of indulging in all these things if at the end of the day, all I feel is depressed, sad, anxious? All these things I'm dealing with are not going away. What is the point? Yes, it'll go away temporarily, but then I wake up and I gotta deal with it again. I need a permanent solution. Your permanent solution is Jesus Christ. Take it from me. Take it from me. I used to be depressed, anxious. I had eating disorders. You name it. Here I am standing here today, fully grown, fully healed, doing my own thing on the interwebs, talking to you, telling you my story, so you can learn from my mistakes and not do the things I did. But I also remember thinking to myself that, dang, has it really gotten to this point? Is this where I'm at? What even made him think that it was okay? Like, what is going on? So I look at it and I'm like, oh, and by the grace of God, another one of the people in the party sees me and comes in and pulls me away from him. And then we're talking and laughing. And at some point, when nobody's looking, I slip out of the party and I go home and I reevaluate my life choices and decide that, you know what? It's time to start coming back to Jesus. It's time to get my life back in order. I'm done with this nonsense. It's not helping me. It's not helping my future. I'm done. I'm done because, The best part about being sober at a party where everybody else is just gone is the fact that nobody else remembers anything the next day but you. But trust and believe when I say they definitely remembered, but people pretend not to remember because you don't want to remember that you just offered me some white nose candy. Try to proposition me to go upstairs. And I remember I was going through a dilemma in my head. I'm like, you remember what I said about how people who indulge in these social vices? Remember how I said the people who indulge in these social vices tend to be extremely generous? And I just couldn't, for the life of me, there's multiple ways to explain it. Because I was like, I can understand people just offering me a free. I can understand people offering me free. Oh, pause. That looks so weird. That looks so weird. Oh my goodness. Get your mind out of the gutter, child of God. I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. So as I was saying, there's multiple ways to explain this kind of thing, right? There's like like I said, the physical, social aspect where they just want to share. They just want to share. But then the spiritual aspect is that the spirit that is in control of that kind of thing, the spirit that's responsible for addiction, wants to spread itself, wants to infect, quote unquote, infect as many people as possible. Right? So on the surface level, this person spent a whole bunch of money on this blow. This and for some reason they want to share with me, who has never given them any sort of indication that I would even be interested in that kind of thing. We're at a party and I'm the only one who is sober in the room. Why would I want to? You know what I mean? If you made it this far into the video, I just want you to know I very love you. I very, very, very love you. I'm so happy and so proud of you. Thank you for being here. Please like, please comment. I want to hear from you all. Seriously, I want to hear your thoughts and your feelings. Throw them at me. Throw them at me. Please. Please. Also share. Also subscribe. Get your girl out the trenches, huh? Life is life and please. Please. For real though, love you guys. Thank you for being here. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.